Abel and Aram trudged through the dense forest, the path to Oni village winding like a serpent beneath the canopy of ancient trees. The air was thick with humidity, and the sounds of the forest seemed to whisper secrets only the shadows understood. Abel, the older and more experienced of the two, led the way with his hand resting on the hilt of his sword. Aram, younger and more impulsive, followed closely, his eyes darting around nervously. "Stay alert," Abel murmured, glancing back at Aram. "Ure number Eshi is known to haunt these parts." Aram nodded, his grip tightening on his weapon. The stories of Ure no Eshi, the spectral artist, were enough to make even the bravest warriors wary. It was said that Ure no Eshi could weave illusions so convincing that they could trap a person's soul in a world of nightmares. Abel informed Aram. As they walked, the forest seemed to grow darker, the trees closing in around them. Suddenly, a chill ran down Abel's spine. He halted, holding up a hand to signal Aram to stop. The forest had gone eerily silent. Without warning, a ghostly figure emerged from the shadows. Ure no Eshi, cloaked in a tattered kimono, floated above the ground, his face obscured by a veil. His eyes glowed with an unnatural light as he raised a brush, its bristles dripping with a dark, ink-like substance. Abel charged with a mighty whoosh. He swung his sword. Ure no Eshi was already behind Aram. "Who dares to trespass in my domain?" Ure number Eshi's voice was a haunting whisper, echoing through the forest. Abel spun and moved with lightning speed, positioning himself between Aram and the ghostly figure. "We mean no harm, Ure no Eshi. We seek passage to Oni village." The spectre laughed, a chilling sound that sent shivers down their spines. "Passage? Foolish mortals, you shall be my newest canvases." With a swift motion, Ure no Eshi swung his brush through the air. Dark ink splattered against the ground, and reality seemed to ripple and distort around them. Abel and Aram were engulfed in a whirlwind of colors and shapes, their senses overwhelmed. When the chaos subsided, Abel found himself laying down, in a vibrant, surreal landscape. The sky was painted in bright, exaggerated hues, and the trees around him seemed to be alive, their branches swaying and forming whimsical shapes. The faces on each of the trees also seemed to give that way. He looked down at himself and gasped. He sat up quickly. His body sat as a drastic contrast to this. "Aram!" Abel called out. His voice sounded a bit higher. There was no response. Panic set in as he realized he was alone in this bizarre world, until he felt a tug on his robes. This abomination made Abel's skin crawl. It was a small, fuzzy purple elephant, with a top hat and monocle. The elephant waved, "Hello," and "Welcome." Abel looked further disgusted. "Oh God," the small fuzzy elephant looked alarmed. "What? Oh sweet dear void, what fresh hell is this? It talks. Should I put him out of his misery?" Abel asked, as he put his hand on his sword. The elephant jumped back. "What the fuck? Why? I am perfectly okay. This is how I normally look. You nincompoop." Abel tilted its head. "Are you sure?" The stuffed animal elephant raised his hands. He turned, rubbing his temples. Okay, I'm the mayor. I can do this." The mayor slapped himself, turned around. "Listen." Before he could say anything else, Abel punched him in the face. The stuffed mare flew. 3 mountains collapsed in the distance. Just as Abel turned, a tiger and panda in red uniforms and strange sticks in their hands. "Mare!" yelled the tiger. Abel instantly felt a bit guilty. Maybe he shouldn't have punched that hard. Pushing it from the back of his mind, Abel watched as the tiger approached him. "Have you seen our mare?" Abel turned and started to walk away, before turning to the panda. "How do I get out of this demonic hellscape?" The tiger let out a growl that sounded like a mew. "I will have you know, Buster, that we all celebrate God and the Holy Spirit. The ultimate duo." Abel's eye widened in horror. "It's worse than I thought." Meanwhile, Aram's fate remained unknown. As the forest returned to its natural state, Ure no Eshi hovered above the ground, a sinister smile playing on his lips. He had captured Aram, binding him with ethereal chains, and dragged him into the depths of the forest. Where Aram was taken and what awaited him remained a mystery, a dark fate concealed within the shadows. Abel, now trapped in a fantastical cartoon land, began his journey to find a way back to reality and rescue his friend. Each step brought new challenges and strange encounters, but his determination burned bright. He vowed to defeat Ure no Eshi and reunite with Aram, no matter the cost.